Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of This is Revolution Podcast. I'm your host, Miles, and it looks like, for whatever reason, our guest for this evening is nowhere to be found. And don't know what happened. Hope he's okay. Haven't heard anything. Kind of unhappy. Someone said, when you guys are this late, you should skip the intro. That's really funny. And if we were late because we were being lazy people, maybe I would have done that. Probably not, but I would have. Let me bring in host, my homie, my dog. He is the Pascal Robert.
Peace and greetings to the chat. Peace and greetings to the audience. Hope everyone is doing well. Have a little bit of a snafu today with our guest.
Our guest is treating us like how my dating life is treating me.
Ooh. Burn.
Steve says, let me call in and talk about Anglo-pessimism. Steve, because let's put the chat on the screen. I don't give a shit. Because we actually have a phone system. It actually requires multiple people. And the person that generally runs the phone system or screens the calls is Djene. And while we are getting someone ready to screen those calls, we weren't ready to be doing that today. If we were ready to be doing today, then definitely I would have switched this shit over to a goddamn call-in show and let you guys call in and complain about shit while we laughed at your complaints.
Andy Williams says, where's the neoliberal destroying dating show? That's hilarious.
So I don't know who. Okay, look on the chat right now. Who was the one that coined the term Anglo-pessimism? I don't remember who said it first, but I know it was said on this chat on the main show. There was a main show joke.
Was that Strom McCallum?
No, it wasn't Strom. Somebody else. Neoliberals destroying dating? I don't know. Anti-vaxxers are destroying it for me. That's one faction that's destroying it for me.
Whoa.
Yes.
Steve said he was him. Steve is the one who came up with the term Anglo-pessimism.
Steve, then I need to start giving you props, Steve, on because that shit was hilarious. And I had in a private chat, I was like, hey, can you make a shirt design? And he literally took the design from the Afro-pessimism book or paper. And we switched it around. We made some changes on the final design. So it Gigi, you're right. Props don't mean money because we've only sold one shirt. So slow the fuck down. It's not like motherfucking shirts are flying off the goddamn rack. And I hit up the people that have been nice enough to create the whole website and everything, helped with the whole merch section. And I was like, hey, can I get this shirt up on the merch side? And they said, yeah. And I was like, you guys made some other shirts too initially when we first decided to do this merchandise thing. And can you put those up too? So there's actually just some other shirts that are a little less silly, I would say. Cash reductionism. So we have to make another shirt, Pascal. I was told by another friend to show. I will leave her nameless, but I think you know who I'm talking about. She said we should come up with a shirt that says Afro optimism.
Cheeky.
But on a serious note, Pascal and I both actually today did different shows. Pascal was on a Chicago radio station. And I was on Michael Albert's show. So, Pascal, what were you on the radio talking about today?
I was in the Chicago radio station. It was a kind of like Black Affairs TV radio program. talking about my piece in Newsweek entitled. The title of the piece in Newsweek, for those who don't know, "A Black Political Elite Serving Corporate Interest is Misrepresenting Our Community," by Pascal Robert.
You know why Pascal doesn't know the title of the piece?
Because it's not my title.
He didn't come up with the title of that piece.
That's correct. And it was interesting. It was actually a really good conversation. They asked me, what exactly caused me to come up with this conclusion. I told them that I've been writing at Black Agenda Report, and this is something that we had come up with. And they were very open to the analysis. They were like, "This is, we see this in Chicago, we see this here," and and what I found, I was very happy, was that they actually embraced the idea of multiracial coalitions as a solution to the problem. Was sometimes you get actually pushback from particular types of folks who are kind of like Black nationalists, are not fans of that, but these folks were very open to that, particularly in the way I framed it, as a means of, you got to do it and maintain the integrity of the various constituencies. It doesn't have to be some kind of kumbaya kind of thing. But they enjoyed it very much. It was a good show. Wow, how do we get Pascal on the Breakfast Club? That will be special.
There's a new thing we can do. We can star a comment. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, to star. Oh, I can pin a message now on the board. I'm going to pin that message on the board. I want everyone to think about that. How do we get Pascal?
Someone said, "Is it true that Newsweek edited out Fatback and Biscuits?"
Yep.
Yes, that is true. They did edit out Fatback and Biscuits in these.
There's a few things they edited out. I'm very serious about turning that into a video. I just want to trim it down a little bit, because 1,200 words is a lot. The last video is only, I think you only wrote like 684. And that shit was like 16 minutes long.
Yes, they did trim out the Fatback and Biscuits. I was really hoping. I did say Fatback and Biscuits on the radio show, though. They didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah. It would have been, when I remember reading the original one, I was like, oh man, this is going to be great to actually, this phrase, like, right there.
I know. I was a little bummed out that they did not put the Fatback and Biscuits in.
But you knew that was going to happen when you got the message that said, "Love it. Can we make it just a few edits?"
I mean, listen, they're a mainstream paper. I knew they were going to make edits, but they made edits.
Yes. Someone says you should debate Charlemagne, the 9th century original. I think they mean Charlemagne the God.
Good luck with that.
So Pascal's now, another thing that we haven't had a chance to do is actually kind of go back and think about the fact.
Oh, Jason just blinked out for a second, but he'll be back. Seuss meat. Oh, Fatback and Biscuits. Is Seuss meat Fatback and Biscuits for the Southern proletariat? Jason's back.
Jesus Christ, man. It's so fucking annoying when that shit does this. So you and I have been doing this for about a year now, and I've been doing this for 2 years now. My 2-year anniversary just passed last week. The No Grifters piece is done. Final edits, done. The question is, should I submit it to a larger publication, or should I just self-publish? You guys tell me what to do, and I'll do it. Everyone's quiet. Or my internet's out. One of the two. Pascal, are you there?
I'm there. I say submit to a larger publication.
Okay. That's usually the plan. We're going to try to try. I'm not past. So I don't get the larger publication look. I do get on shows for these things that I write. All right. Then we'll go with the larger publication. Let's see what happens. Go big or all right, Djene Bajalan, you heard that, so you got to submit that for me. Ooh, Teray gave me my first round of edits. I don't think Teray gave you any edits on your piece, Pascal, right?
No, Newsweek gave me massivo edits.
I'll be honest. Teray gave me edits. Kuba gave action. Djene gave the final edits. Pascal also had input that had me remove 3.5 paragraphs.
Well,
and I'm fine with that. But what I'm going to do is before I put it up anywhere, I'm going to put it up on Patreon. I'll put it up on Patreon tonight, actually.
Someone's got jokes. A larger publication could help afford better internet. Oh, passive aggressive, are we not? A little bit?
You don't know how mad I am about the internet because I did pay for the satellite internet, and after they took money, I got a message that said, we don't offer it in your area. We'll be coming there maybe next year.
And I did not put Negroes in the Newsweek submitted piece. Well, it's funny though. Actually, let me correct that. I had some quotes. I had a quote from E. Franklin Frazier using the word Negro. It was a great quote too. They took that out. And I had a quote from a black sociologist named Charles Johnson from 1923 using the word Negro. They took that out.
It's fucking crazy.
So I guess.
But were they asking you pressing questions on the Chicago show about black politics, being that Chicago is kind of one of those black political cities, much like Atlanta?
It's really good. It's a really fascinating question. They weren't pressing questions. It was kind of like, yeah, we agree. Tell us more. And I was like, I'll be very honest with you. I'm not getting anyone from that piece that is denying the truth of the analysis rendered. The only pushback I remotely got from any black folk was some were very antagonistic to the idea of the solution being multiracial coalitions.
What did they say? What was the worst thing you heard?
Well, something I heard is I actually went on Twitter and looked up the discourse. Someone was like, that's never going to work. That's not going to happen. But it was just like, we got to go it alone. Some of the reaction to the last paragraph was, and it's interesting. If you read my first submission, Jason.
Yeah.
The last paragraph was not in the initial submission. They asked me to add a paragraph with a solution after I submitted the piece.
Yeah, man, they can't have be all Eeyore. Gotta give some hope. Bro, that discourse is so 2019. Then you're writing another piece of Newsweek.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on another piece. I haven't decided. How about watching Rami's last vid? He goes in hard on multiracial working class coalition. Yeah, okay. Good luck with that. Good. I'd like to know someone tell me one time in which black people made any social, political, or economic advance in America that was not a product of a multiracial coalition. Whether it's abolition, Civil War, Civil Rights Movement.
And I was on Michael Albert's show today.
How did that go?
Michael Albert wanted to ask me about Afro-pessimism. And I honestly said, the first thing I said is that's more of a Pascal thing. I can give you my understanding of it and my take on it, and it's going to be really short and to the point. I said Pascal can give you a more wordy answer. That's what you're looking for. But he definitely chuckled at my answer, and he agreed. And then, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the episode we did with Michael Albert. Towards the end of the episode, towards the end of the hour, somehow Afro-pessimism's head was in the conversation. I don't even remember what we said to get Afro-pessimism in there. And Michael Albert just had this like, what the fuck is that? And then when we told him what it was, he was so confused by it. And he was fascinated by it to the point where he literally started researching shit on it, and he was like, "This shit sounds retarded." So he started asking his friends in academia about it. Like, does he know what this shit is? Because it sounds kind of silly to me. And they were explaining to him kind of the same thing we were saying. And so he is bringing Pascal and I on, but not at the same time, to ask us about Afro-pessimism and talk about some other things. But we definitely spent a little bit of time talking about that.
Oh,
but
we also appeared.
Yeah.
We did a recent appearance on Jamie Peck show, The Antifada. That was rather dope.
Steve is fucking the funniest dude in the room right now. So
when I first heard about Afro-pessimism, I thought it was about black emos. It kind of is, though.
Yeah, we were on the Antifada with Sean and Jamie Peck. What were we talking about?
Oh man, we talked about my piece too. We talked about black politics. We talked a little bit about music. No, we did not ask Jamie about coming to a black church. She was cool to us.
Did I ever tell you about the time the black dude took me to the synagogue in, what is that city in South Carolina?
Charlotte? No, that's not Charlotte. What is that?
No. Oh, God. What's the state right above Georgia? South Carolina, right?
South Carolina.
What is the city? It's like, oh God, what is the name of that city? It's in the southern part of South Carolina. What is the name of that city? Oh, this is killing me. You know the name of it. Columbia? No, I've been to Columbia. It wasn't Charleston.
Charleston, Columbia.
No, I'm not a black Israelite. It wasn't Greenville. I can't remember. This is killing me. I can't remember the name of the city for the life of me. Now I'm drawing a blank. I remember the name of the venue. It's called the Wormhole. I can remember the city, the town, the way it looked. And it was just a fucked up night. And they ended up moving us around. Oh God, we ended up playing it. It felt like a fucking talent show. Oh God, it was just like one of the worst nights ever. We played with these rap groups that were really fucking horrible. Really horrible. Oh, some of the worst music I'd ever heard, but it just made me laugh because it was so bad. And when we were done playing, this black dude had been taking pictures of the show. I guess he was a photographer or whatever. And he comes up to me. This is when I was doing music with my ex. And he comes up to me and my ex. He's like, "Oh, you guys can you can stay at my place if you like. And I have space. It's warm." Savannah. It was Georgia. It was Savannah. Thank you. Was it Savannah? I'm going to say it was Savannah because that sounds familiar. I think it was. Is that where that venue? I want to say it's Savannah.
I'm just impressed that our audience knows so much about South Carolina. These cats are naming every nook and cranny.
I believe it was Savannah. Maybe it was Savannah, and I'm thinking of yeah. I think it was Savannah because if it's the Wormhole, I think it's in Savannah. Anyway. We go to this dude's house and we did weird arty music, right? And so you cats that do weird arty shit get attracted to the weird arty music that we do. And this guy goes, "I can't wait to show you my prints. I take these pictures. I can't wait to show you my prints." And we get to his place. Like first we went to eat or whatever. And we go to his place and he hands us gloves, Pascal, first of all, to look at his prints. And that kind of weirded me out because I thought he was going to have like some pictures on the fucking wall or something. No, he like handed us gloves. And we put the gloves on to look at the prints because we're like, whatever, it's late. It's probably like 2 a.m. at this point. And he was a black Jewish dude. by birthright. He's not a Sammy Davis Jr. And so he didn't take in the dark. No. Totally didn't take us in a dark room. We're just sitting in his room. And so living room, we had like a small loft, small apartment he lived in. And so he hands us this box, this huge box, like a tub, a big ass fucking tub of prints of vaginas in nature.
What is a vagina in nature? It's like a vagina in what, like in space? What is it?
On a fucking log, on the grass, vagina on a tree. It was like painted vaginas on a tree. Just fucking vaginas. So many vaginas. A whole tub full of fucking vaginas. And they were all white girls. And so at some point, I looked at him. I was like, hey, man, seriously? How do you get all these white girls to agree to take pictures in the forest like that? And he just kind of shrugged his shoulders. He's like, I don't know. And so I'm looking at him, right? My ex is looking at him, and there's just so many. And we're kind of like, okay, we've seen enough. There's so many. And then every so often, just a dick would show up in all the pictures. And what's funny is like Pascal's face is how my face wanted to look, but you have to look like, oh, like this doesn't weird me out that I'm in this stranger's house looking at all these fucking vaginas with weird glitter paint on them and shit. And then he brings out another tub. And we were like, oh, these are nice. And he's like, and he brings out another. And he's like, oh, but you're not done. We had to look at them all. And then he goes, but he goes, you can, oh, that's how he got us. He goes, I have a washer dryer and you can wash your clothes here. And so, yeah, I remember now. I totally remembered now. And so we were washing our clothes, and and he's like, your clothes aren't even done yet, so you can keep looking. And we're just like, oh, okay, you're right. God, we should have done the quick cycle. And so we wash our clothes, and we looked at vaginas for so many hours. And he goes, and tomorrow we'll go to the synagogue, and they'll feed us. We were like, what the fuck? But he didn't lie. We went to the synagogue, and it's one of the oldest synagogues in America. And they did. The rabbi hung out with us and gave us a bunch of food, and it was a rather good time looking at vaginas in nature in Savannah, Georgia. That's where it was. I will never forget that. Sorry, Pascal.
Well, all right.
The guy was not a black Israelite. He was literally a black Jewish dude from a black Jewish family.
We don't want to go there.
This chat right now, Pascal, I can't stop laughing at they are making me laugh so hard. So Pascal and I are getting ready to take a little bit of a break the last couple weeks of the month, and we're going to re-air some older episodes because as the show has been growing, it's silly to think everybody goes back to episode 1, and because we have so many. And we're going through episodes to re-air. I'm trying to. Are you seeing what these people are writing, Pascal?
I'm watching.
How are you not cracking the fuck up?
I'm trying to balance consuming what they're saying and purging my mind of the images you were talking about when you went to this guy's house, because it's like
of an odd young man that wanted us to see all his vaginas in nature
very odd.
with the random. Oh yeah, those are the random dick pics that would get you because you're looking through like whoa.
Spaces like, please, Pascal, intervene. I don't know. I hope we're not triggering anyone. Maybe we're gonna be triggering some people.
But as I'm going through episodes that we should redo, we were talking, Pascal and I, like, oh, which ones didn't get a lot of views, which ones should we air again? And Djene had a good idea. He wanted to re-air the Guardians one we did with what was his name? The filmmaker about the elderly abuse.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yes. I got to take the chat off the screen because I'm trying to keep it together and I can't. So I got that down. Then I have the first episode you came on with Teray.
Someone said re-air the Kelly Dietz episode about slave food. That was a good one.
I was actually thinking about doing that. While Kelly is off on her mission. Wow, the Toy Galaxy Varn crossover was your first one. That was actually a lot of fun. Anything I do with Dan is always a very long episode because Dan and I, the first time he came on the show was when it was just me, and him and I talked for no bullshit 6 hours. The show is only like a couple hours, but me and him talked for like 6 hours, and we've been like buddies ever since. And it's one of my favorite shows when I'm not doing this shit and consuming entirely too much information. I definitely love to veg out with Dan Larson.
I think the longest show we did was a Saturday show for 5 hours. We didn't do one show for 5 hours one time.
What show was that?
I forget. We did one. I know we've done 4-hour Saturday shows.
Wait, say that breaking up for me. My internet is failing.
I know we've done 4 hours. Somebody said re-air the Cedric Johnson Tour episode from last year. We're trying to redo that.
Oh, I'm losing you. I'm probably going to fade out in a second.
Oh, Jason popped out for a sec. But yeah, we're trying to do another end of the year show with Cedric and Torre and Jason and myself. Someone said to re-air the Finkelstein show. That would be spicy. Daruba bin Wahad, I think that's going to be one of the ones. I talked to Jason about that. That's going to be one. Sean Moon is giving us all the financial updates here. The Fed funds rate will soon go up, plunging the USA into severe recession. What's in the box of photos, though? Okay. The sex industry episode is a favorite. Found it super challenging in a great way. Yeah, we're going to have to be trying to do quite a few of these. But Jack Rasmus bailed. Yes, he did. So unfortunately, there's Jason's back. Jason, are you back? I think Jason's frozen. This is interesting. We're having all kinds of fun with our internet connection. So, wow, folks think that there's going to be a new Volcker shock on the way, meaning a major increase of interest rates to stem off inflation. Do you think that the Fed is actually going to stop basically printing money by QE, by doing its quantitative easing? That's going to be pretty interesting to see. But what about the fact that this current situation with inflation is caused by supply chain problems as opposed to a natural fluctuation in the economy? People don't think that's going to actually stop the capacity of having a Volcker shock major interest rate hike? Yeah, I agree. I don't see any chance that the Fed is going to raise rates to Volcker levels. I don't think the Fed is going to raise rates at all because the stock market is basically fueling itself with the cheap money that they're getting from the Fed doing stock buyback as well as doing parity trading. So I don't foresee a Fed rate rise at all. But some people think inflation is just getting started. It's a weird situation with this economy in terms of the with this inflation stuff. So there was an article in Common Dreams talking about how the inflation is really being pushed by corporate greed and price gouging, but I haven't really developed a definitive opinion one way or the other in terms of what's making this happen. But it's a kind of sketchy. The Volcker shock was about breaking the back of labor. It's an interesting theory. I agree with Homegrown. The Feds aren't going to mess around with the rates. I don't see them. I don't see them being able to pull that off. I don't see them being able to pull off messing with the rates at all. But Jason's internet is trying to connect, and he's saying if he turns off his computer, the show is done. We're having technical difficulties with Jason's computer. So we were actually only going to try to come on with the absence of Jack Rasmus for about a half hour or so. But this has kind of gotten into an interesting conversation about the Federal Reserve and whether or not they're going to raise rates. Corporate America runs the Feds. Raising rates will make all their investors demand higher payouts, and bankers would raise their interest rates. Corporate donors wouldn't like that. I agree. I don't see the Fed jeopardizing the overall state of the economy because of 6% inflation by raising interest rates. Though, to be honest, we've had like ridiculously low interest rates for a long time. So we got to see. Someone asked, What is my take on the economy, the extent to which Wall Street is decoupled from our daily lives and economies?" I think that's very true. I think Wall Street is very decoupled, particularly if you look at the way in which the share prices have been going up, largely because of stock buybacks, right? And at the same time, it seems like the actual profit margins of these companies is not exactly expanding, particularly, but yet their shares are going up, and the quality of life of the American citizens is not exactly improving. So I definitely think there's been a decoupling from Wall Street and the actual overall condition of Americans in the economy. It's pretty bad. Long-term bondholders buying up new U.S. bonds would incur huge losses. 14 years of almost zero interest rate, not just in the U.S., but across the Anglosphere. It's true. We have had zero rates for a long time. Consumer demand seemed low for the holidays as well. What do you guys think about this new variant, this Omicron variant popping up around the holiday season? What kind of wrench is that going to throw into the economy as well? That's another question I'm kind of concerning. We have had negative rates for a long time. Can I speak about the big picture of the economy? It's a really weak point for me. Wow, that's a very complicated kind of question. I'm not over it at all. I'm enjoying the question. You guys are really asking about it. I think Richard Wolff was pointing out that capitalism is trapped and must raise the rates. to combat inflation, but debt is so high, disposable income vanishes, leading to massive recession. The Fed is transferring wealth to the stock market and banking industry. That's true. That's what quantitative easing is was designed to do. So, but ask me, what do I think about the Rainbow Coalition and what was happening in Chicago? You know what, Jesse Jackson's Rainbow Coalition? I'm a little kind of skeptical of that. I felt that that was really kind of a black misleadership class effort to siphon money from corporations that didn't really transfer into real policy or politics that helped this folk in Chicago overall. Mm. LME saying when the structural economy weakens, the economy is a good time for workers to flex more power. That's true. It's interesting. We were talking about how more people seem to be interested in union unionization right about now. There's a really good contemporary history of the Haitian Revolution that came about. Um, Laurent Dubois, Avengers of the New World. There's a good history of the Haitian Revolution. Avengers of the New World. You want to check that out? Oh, I thought you were talking about the Rainbow Coalition of the Jesse Jackson. Someone said before you freak out about Omicron, you should freak out about Delta. I don't know, man. I don't even want to get into the COVID thing. It's really crazy. Don't know which direction it's going, or what to do. It's kind of a rough situation. It's a really rough situation, kids, in terms of the way in which the economy is working right now. Business, they want us back on site, even though variant appears to be spread. Mm, it's crazy. I don't know how to assess this, man. This is a really, really rough situation. Is capitalism ending a cul-de-sac? You know what I want? Have you guys heard of Yanis Varoufakis's concept of techno feudalism? Is anybody up on that? Yanis Varoufakis is making the argument that capitalism has evolved out of a traditional capitalism, and now we're in this thing called techno feudalism, where basically we're kind of in a technological feudalism that's dominating the world. What do you guys think of Giannis's uh, description of the current moment? That's a guy that I'd love to get on the show, by the way. Oh wow, Jason is saying he can't come back on the show. So what I think I'm going to try to do is wrap up the show since Jason is having technical difficulties. We got 10 more minutes. Let's see what let me see what else. Gig companies are 100% techno feudal lords. Yeah, you got Giannis Varoufakis will be a great guest. That's somebody we should definitely think about. Matthew Helton says he agrees with him. Can't remember what company or where exactly, but he read a story last year about a company trying to create its own city in the Southwest. Technocracy theories of political economy have genuine merit. I don't think we're going to be able to pull it after hours today. We weren't even thinking about going this far. GG. So it's a kind of a rough situation. Yeah, hopefully we can reschedule Jack Rasmus and have him come on, and we can. Someone said, "Geez, to send that refund." What? As much content as there is in the Patreon, you're bugging. What's the most interesting thing I've read this week? Oh, that's a really good question, LME. I'm reading a really good book on Haitian history, believe it or not, between 1937 and 1957. It talks about the change in the political climate in Haiti and how it eventually led to the rise of the Papa Doc Francois Duvalier regime and the early iterations of the Haitian Marxist, the Haiti's Communist Party, and how there was a lot of contention between Marxist, Black nationalists, and other factions during that era. Pretty interesting. Someone says Giannis has the right focus. Uh, Andy said you read it. You read that book, Andy? Try and get Michael Hudson on the show. Uh, Michael Hudson is an interesting guest to think about. Why are you interested in Michael Hudson, Ken? The name of that book is Red, Black, and Haiti, I believe. Red, Black, and Haiti. Yeah, Red, Black, and Haiti. Radicalism, Conflict. Hold on. By Matthew Smith, UNC Press. Red, Black in Haiti. Radicalism, Conflict, and Political Change. 1937 to 1957. Pretty good book. Real interesting. Wow, Andy Williams, you read that book, Andy, man. You into the literature, man. They bring up Estime and Mopiste. Yeah, I'm impressed, right, Andy Williams. Strong way. Find the interview with the Marxist economy, Usta Patnick on Breakthrough News. She talks about the financial mechanization of imperialism. It's fantastic. Okay. No. Yes, I'm trying to make the show happen. Let me tell you, we got the best chat on the left, man. It's interesting just listening to your guys' commentary and suggestion for shows, suggestion for programming. It's actually fun just vibing with you all, to tell you the truth, quite frankly. So you guys are really interested in this techno feudalism concept, huh? We're gonna have to see if we can get Giannis Varoufakis on the show. Yeah, definitely gonna have to try to see if we can get him on the show for sure, for sure. Someone said they want to see Catherine Liu again one more time. Red, Black, Incognito. Have that on the show. Okay. Usta Patnik. You try to get Utsa Patnik, huh? She'd be a good guest. Get the Patniks. Not familiar with their work. Praney said techno feudalism is just fascism rebranded. So, are you guys not impressed with Biden's Build Back Better plan? I have a feeling that this audience is not going to be particularly moved. I have a feeling that this audience is not going to be particularly moved at all with that in the current moment. Yeah, both Patniks are academic giants. Okay. We definitely got to check them out. No one is a fan of Biden's Build Back plan. People are like, it's an effing joke. Build Back Better is another scam on the working people. People are saying infrastructure, but we need infrastructure though, right? Are you saying that infrastructure spending is a scam, or is the way it's being done a scam? Some of these people say the squad is only fighting for carbon tax. Andy Williams saying it's only fatback and biscuits for the corporations. Yeah, I think that the initial infrastructure bill was exactly that. But indeed. So the guys don't expect that Biden's going to see a lot of return on investment politically from this infrastructure plan. Yeah, I've been hearing about the tax cuts, the salt tax and the tax cuts for the wealthy. Not encouraging. Not encouraging at all. Not encouraging. It's a pretty rough situation. Is QE dependent on labor flexibility? It works. I think quantitative easing for me is quite frankly just the Federal Reserve pumping money into financial institutions, banks, as to do parity trading over interest rates and to funnel cash into the market. So yeah, we should try to do a show. I would love to get economists to come on the show and talk about quantitative easing and what its consequences are overall for the long term of the economy. Definitely something we want to talk about. Indeed, indeed. We had VJ Prashad already. LME, what are you talking about? LME missed the episode. Who missed it? The VJ Prashad episode? We had him on months ago. Biden administration is wreaking havoc with these pieces of legislation, but they're using conservative Dems as a shield. Oh, Andrew Shafford, thank you. You guys make up great content. Keep up the good work. I appreciate the compliment, comrade. Michael Hudson. I bet you guys are repeating this name. That he's a good guess. Economist. Oh yeah, I'm familiar with Michael Hudson. Yes. I am familiar with Michael Hudson. He is a good economist. Without a doubt. But indeed. M. Toussaint just jumping on. Jason's having internet problem, but we're gonna wrap up the show. We've been on an hour already, maybe a little less. Ford Foundation has just opened up. Did Jason come back?
Holy shit, you're still on the air?
I still am. We had a good conversation for a while, man.
Can you see me?
Can't see you.
Yeah, everything is black on this end. I don't know what's going on, but that really sucked, and I'm very, very angry.
No problem, man. We had a good chat here for a while.
Good. I was worried that I was gonna come back and there'd be nobody there and people would be mad. Why am I still? Can you see me?
Can't see you, but I can hear you.
My screen is.
Oh, we just lost Jason. We should just wrap up the show, man.
I don't know why my screen is black. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can change that. For some reason, it's not picking up my video signal. So even if I go to the camera on the there I go. Can you see me now?
Yes.
So what sucks about all this is I got charged extra money because the people came out here. Because you definitely lose something in translation when you tell them shit's not working, and everything they had to fix was like an internal problem. So there was really no reason for them to come out here, but they charged me for it. And I learned real quick that you really can't complain to the manager in Mexico. This is not the country to try to voice your opinion to management because they give no fucks. And if you don't have the ability to whoop someone's ass and feel very repercussion free, then you just got to take that L. And this is a very large L. I'm not liking it. Shit is whack. Mexico sounds cool. It's cool if you have bad credit, because they kind of don't give a shit. What were you talking about, Pascal?
We were just talking about all kinds of stuff, the economy and all. I'm kind of burnt out, actually.
I wasn't gone that long. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 hours. Oh, fuck me. Can you see me?
You kind of froze, but I can see you.
Yeah, if your credit is bad, you can do anything down here. Get cell phone, buy house. Doesn't really matter. I can read your comments, and that shit is funny. Can we show the people before we leave the new merchandise that we have?
If you can show it.
Okay, real quick. Just give me a second, because you don't need to see me to see the gloriousness that is bam, the Anglo Pessimism shirt. Pascal, do you want to talk about the other shirts tonight?
Yes, because we have the merch with some quotes: leftist, Marxist, socialist, commie. We got some quotes. We got some Malcolm X quotes. You show me a capitalist, I'll show you a bloodsucker. I can't read the other one; it's a little far from me.
Oh, sorry about that. It is Marx quote: "Let the ruling classes tremble at a communistic revolution." So we put these up today, coincidentally in time for the holidays, but literally we put them up because you guys kept making those Anglo pessimism jokes, and maybe even one of you guys said that we should get a shirt, and that's when I was like, all right, let me get a shirt made, and bam, we got a shirt made. The first person to buy a shirt, Kenzo Shibata. So shout out to Kenzo for getting the Anglo pessimism shirt. The Malcolm X quote was a Pascal Robert recommendation when we first started doing these shirts.
We have a website for the merch.
What is that website, Pascal?
I don't know. You tell me. This is Revolution.
You
Podcast.
Don't know the guy. It's the name of the show.
That's what I just said. This is Revolution Podcast.
Oh, I thought you said you don't know. I was like, what? We can put it up on the screen in just 1 second. I'm so sad that I missed everything that you were saying. It sounds like it was a great fans demand a Pascal shirt. There is going to be no vaginas in nature shirt, but that was one of
Oh, whoa! We lost Jason. Is Jason back? All right, yes. So that's the site for the merch. This is Revolution Podcast.com. But Andy Williams, like, the ninja just vanished. Anglo pessimism is going to be quite a spicy one. Indeed, indeed. Seersucker suit and Mau Garvey hats. Yes, guys, indulge in the merch for the holiday season. Definitely. Fatback and Biscuits t-shirt might be a good idea.
It's not. I've been back for like 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. I've been back I heard everything you said. It just won't let me. For some reason, it won't let my camera go on. I would have to turn everything off and turn back on again, and I'm not going to do that because I don't want to throw this computer and then jump in the ocean. We have talked about having a Pascal shirt, but we don't know which one to do because we have Pascal as like, oh God, what is the character's name from The Watchmen? There's like that Pascal that we have, and then we have Pascal, the Mau Pascal, where he's kind of like with the Mao hat. So you guys tell us which Pascal shirt you would prefer. Pascal, Dr. Manhattan, thank you. Mau Manhattan. So do you want Rorschach? Yes, it was Blue Mars Pascal. So do you want Blue Mars Pascal or do you want Pascal in a more traditional 40s communist China look? Which Pascal would you guys prefer? It sounds like somebody's trying to get into mine.
We'll have a production meeting and we'll decide.
We need to have another production meeting soon to decide the end of the year. Did you guys vote on the shows for the end of the year show, or we're going to redo the Finkelstein show?
We talked about that, but a lot of people were down for Finkelstein. A lot of people like Djene bin Wahab.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, guys, tell us right now, because I'm writing a list, and Pascal and I had kind of decided on Djene. I thought that was a good show. Finkelstein is literally our most popular show we've ever done. Even when we aired it on Zero Books, when Doug was still running Zero, that was getting a ton of views on Zero. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, somebody said sound. So is it Finkelstein or Djene?
Oh, why can't we do both?
Well, because we were going to do 3 actual shows that we put in the can that we aired that were new.
Wow, Djene isn't doing interviews anymore. He announced it on Black Power Media. Then we got to use Djene then.
Oh, damn. Then yeah, that sounds very important. Did he just announce this recently? Because didn't you just talk to him, Pascal?
I talked to Djene a couple of weeks ago.
It's crazy. So the Pascal, so Blue Pascal. So Blue Pascal is the shirt, Pascal. That's the one that's winning.
All right.
That's the shirt. And they want Djene and Finkelstein. So right now I got the guard. Billy Mintz was the guy's name, Pascal. Billy Mintz.
Okay.
Do you want to do Billy Mintz? And so I love the episode. The episode where Pascal comes on with Touré, which is the first time he comes on the show, is the episode where Pascal I thought was going to be bigger than Fatback and Biscuits. Was Black Power succeeded culturally where it failed politically?
That's not my personal quote. That's Anthony Ware, though. I got it from him, so I got to attribute that to him.
Well, I definitely thought that was going to be the quote, man. But Fatback and Biscuits has won the day.
Fatback and Biscuits has taken a life of its own.
It has taken a fucking life of its own. You didn't say that Pascal's first appearance on the show, though, is an audio only podcast that actually people still go back and revisit.
A lot of people like that episode.
That was a very good episode. And there's a clip from that episode.
That was one of the best clips we've done to date.
That was one of my favorite beats to make too, because I wanted to impress you on that beat. I wanted to make you proud. So that whole clip is just fun. Re-air Daniel Bessner After Hours when they're talking about Black pop culture don't really having an influence on neoliberal hegemony. You know what's funny that you say that? I was just talking to Bessner about coming down here to hang out. And of course, I would definitely have given him shit about that. I think we all kind of push back on that. Thank you. One to turn to a back patch. Oh fuck yeah! Is it an Anglo pessimism shirt? Did we go to Augusta on the last lake? So Bitter Lake, we went to Georgia, but we went to Atlanta and we played a place called the Bakery. So if anyone is familiar with a place called the Bakery in Atlanta, it was actually a really cool fucking venue. It had a really poor turnout that night. It was a holiday, and I can't remember the holiday, maybe Thanksgiving or something. And we played with this rapper. Oh God, he was so bad. I have video of that. That shit blew me away. My fear of playing the Finkelstein episode a second time, even though it is our most popular episode and got a lot of views, I think playing it again, I think there's a lot of people that didn't see it because the people that were sharing that episode, like Glenn Greenwald was a big reason why that episode blew up, because he not just shared it, he actually wrote why he liked it. Not drop D, drop F sharp. So lower. So Finkelstein makes a little nervous. What about you?
Yeah, I don't want to play that. Don't put that one back in there.
Just going back and thinking of, I went back to just try to watch it. Just when he comes on and makes fun of Paul, you're just like, oh. And then looking at Angela's face when he makes the comment about gender and oh God. Yes, I did play Fubar in St. Louis in 2012. That was a cool place. A Kuba Death Star Middle Management shirt. Okay, that is a good shirt. So Blue Pascal and Kuba Death Star Middle Management. We got to get those shirts. And we're going to rerun Daruba Ben Wahad. Your first episode with Teray. What else?
Didn't we already decide? Daruba, my first with Teray, and
the Guardians?
Yeah.
Okay. So says the fans. If you guys have any other ideas for episodes that you'd like to see or reran, please let us know. Ooh, a Djene Bajalan Iraqistan liberation. That would, yes, the Boys in the Hood episode is the one we're going to re-air. Make a YouTube poll. I'm going to make a YouTube poll, Pascal, and let's think of like 6 episodes. Which ones did you really like? The sugar episode with Dietz?
Someone said the sugar episode. Well, yeah, Dietz. Someone really liked that one.
I like that one. What else? Paul McComb. Critical race theory. That's actually that episode. Would you want to do that again or no?
Not on that subject, but I'd love to do a Paul McComb show again. Oh, to rerun it?
Yeah, rerun it.
Yeah, that could work. I think it's still a hot topic. Oh. But yeah. So we're going to be trying to run these shows again while we take a little breaky break and also do some new content as well. The Chelsea show was dope. That was a good show as well. But yeah, let's definitely.
We got to call it, man. This internet connection is going to make me hurt somebody. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. All right. Everybody, I apologize greatly for my choice in living off of a dirt road in a foreign country and having such bad Wi-Fi that I just can't do anything about, because when I call customer service, they definitely told me to go F myself. Anything you want to say before we say goodnight, Pascal?
Nah, man. I just really appreciated bonding with the chat.
And, I have to say before we go, thank you, Pascal, because I was off air the majority of this episode trying to fix my connection problem, and you held it down all by yourself.
We had a good chat. We had a good time. We talked about a lot of different stuff.
So you deserve it. Congratulations.
I think it's actually going to make a pretty interesting audio podcast.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I didn't hear hardly any of it. Catherine Liu might even be live in studio, which would actually be way easier to do because she could just sit right there, and I have another mic hookup and another mic stand. It'd be a lot of fun. But she's talking about coming down here and possibly coming on the show. So there are some people that I've talked about actually having on the show. So that's going to be really, really fun. A taco. Pascal has a show on lock. I'm very, considering he did another show earlier today. I did another show earlier today. Are we going to be on the MR Live show anytime soon? I don't know. Can you come visit me? I don't know. Can you? You can. Will you? Is the question. Will you come visit? So, all right, Pascal. We're going to go out because we're not going to do the bonus after hours unless you just want to hear Pascal mouth somebody for free. No, you're not going to mow anybody, Pascal. You're mow out. No, Gigi, you definitely can come visit. The invite to anyone that wants to come visit is open. I'm not going to yell out my address on the internet. That just sounds like a bad idea. If you're listening to this on audio only, you're missing out because the chat was ridiculously funny today. And we are